If you said to me, Maxine, what would you want in a son? That's my Mario.
Maxine Willis loves to talk about her son. Smart, dynamic, passionate, driven, everything good except his address, which is currently the Saginaw Correctional Facility.
When a person is incarcerated, the whole family is locked up.
For more than a decade, this has been Maxine's cell, the basement that she's turned into an evidence room.
Anything to do with the report.
Mario Willis is serving a 30-year sentence for second-degree murder, convicted of arranging an arson that killed a beloved Detroit firefighter.
Walter Harris, at 37, lost his life doing a job he loves.
It's been 15 years since the night Walter Harris lost his life, a night that broke the heart of the Detroit Fire Department.
The right end there. Yeah. That's when he fell through.
The central figure in the investigation was Darian Dove, a handyman Willis often hired. The night of the fire, he and a woman were using an empty house owned by Willis for a rendezvous. Dove said he started a fire with a little gasoline for them to keep warm, but he said the fire got too close to the gas can. Suddenly, the place was aflame, and he called 911. Detroit firefighters arrived and worked to extinguish the fire, but it turned to disaster when firefighter Walter Harris was killed as the ceiling collapsed on him. Harris was immensely popular, a father of 6, a 17-year veteran of the force, and the department chaplain.
And it's going to be hard to go through a day here without hearing his laugh and seeing him smile. Excuse me.
When a first responder is lost, understandably, the investigation intensifies. Dove says he was pressured to change his story to say it wasn't an accident. Bill Proctor is the longtime Detroit reporter who now works on innocence appeals.
I think it's criminal here that someone with a badge, someone with authority, convinced someone to lie.
Eventually, Dove did change his story and told police Willis paid him $20 to burn the place down.
Why then should we not take him at his word when he says, look, I got paid $20 to set the place on fire? He said it.
He said it, but what else has he said? Mr. Dove was convinced through threat, and he has written down what the threat was. Either you give us Mario or you go to prison for life.
The house is gone, but this is where that fire occurred back in 2008. Couple of issues here. First, Darian Dove was the one who called 911. Arsonists aren't usually the ones who call the fire department. But the bigger issue, perhaps, prosecutors suggested to the jury that this was a case of insurance fraud, burning down a house in exchange for the insurance money. What wasn't explained to the jury was that Mario Willis didn't have this property insured against fire. He didn't stand to make a dime. The jury was also told the burn pattern suggested arson, but a later forensic study supported the accident theory. Also, in court, the prosecution said that Mario did not offer an alibi, but this video has come to light of Mario being interviewed by the arson team.
I remember you told me y'all went out that night. I went out to dinner. Yeah, it was that date night. Yeah, right. Okay.
This interview was conducted 7 months before the trial, but it was never disclosed to Mario's defense counsel. While Maxine and I sat and talked, the phone rang. It was Mario calling from prison.
Clearly there were some mistakes in the prosecution, but there were some pretty glaring mistakes in your defense too, right?
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Unfortunately, my trial attorney, he felt like his exact words to me, Mario, this is going to be a formality at best.
In fact, during Mario's appeal, his attorney pointed to several instances of ineffective assistance by his trial lawyer. Now, Mario knows it is hardly unusual for an inmate to proclaim his innocence.
You're right. When I came in here, I said, oh my God, everybody's innocent, no one did it. And so I said, okay, we have to show this through evidence. Just as I talked to you, sir, I would compel you to look through everything.
That's fairly easy thanks to Maxine's exhaustive work in her home and online. She sees a lot of similarities in Mario and Walter Harris. In fact, it's hard to miss. And her heart breaks for Harris's wife, Siri.
She was quoted saying that if there's been anything hidden, any wrongdoing, any egos involved, it needs to come out. So we're both looking for the same thing, the truth.
the jury didn't hear the whole thing. The jury never understood that this was an accident because they had so many people in government telling them, no, this was a conspiracy. They lied. They manipulated the truth. They sent 2 innocent men to prison. This should not be.